Can you guys hear me? I think you can. Stream, let me know as soon as you guys get this. I apologize for that. It was just a slight issue within the settings. But I think we should be all right. We could jump right back into it. That was some good improvisation. Javon, you killed it as like the improv host,
Thank you. I'm just a charismatic individual.
doing your thing. Charismatic.
Wow.
I'm surprised you didn't expand upon that. I'm just a handsome, black, charismatic individual. You didn't throw
Dark chocolate.
dark chocolate. There it is. All right, so I think we're good. Stream. Can you guys hear me? Waiting on a response from them in the stream. I'm pretty sure I'm
I'm
good.
stuck in an ad. I can't tell
Are you
you.
stuck in an ad?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can hear you. I just turned it on, so I can
Okay,
hear.
awesome. So we're back. Good to know. So that being said, if you guys can see the topics there on the bottom right, we are currently at number one, which is the eBash journey, which is so much more than just what it seems like. It was awesome. For like a 12-hour trip, it was a great time. You heard Barbosa and Fatal Strike talk about it, but guys, just to put it in perspective, those two individuals drove out. Fatal drove for 18 hours. Barbosa was in the car for 12 hours for like a 4-hour trip to Indianapolis. Like we were there for literally 4 hours and then drove straight back. So in terms of dedication, like these guys, they got it. They are passionate. If you guys didn't know that already, but
You guys, baby.
there it is. We got a chance to actually experience the whole thing, right? So we stayed at the hotel that we're going to be discounting at. It's a Motel 6 right down the road, guys, and they have an eBash deal. I'm going to go ahead and announce this right now. $36 per night for hotel, which is literally unheard of. Any other event that we've ever stayed at, it's at least 100. So in terms of expenses, this will be the cheapest, but also the most badass event you guys have been to. Jason and Fail Strike talked about it, but holy crap, guys! Upon walking into that room, you see this huge, and they call it the esports arena. The eBash Esports Arena, and that's really what it is. It's set up in like an arena style. You see the main stage, which is actually elevated, so we have an elevated main stage this time. You guys are going to see so much in that video that's going to be produced within a week. I don't want to give away too much, right, because I think the suspense is still a big part of it, but one piece of that puzzle, a huge piece of that puzzle, is actually Mr. Everett Small, who joined us today. As he mentioned in his intro, he's the one that does all the broadcasting for eBash, so we wanted to bring him on board so he can kind of share with you guys what you can expect in terms of the stream and viewing experience at eBash.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the funny things you're talking about just how amazing eBash is, and I'm just kind of sitting here looking around like, yeah, you're kind of right. Like, it's fun over here, man. It's pretty awesome. I actually just moved up here from Texas, so I kind of work out of a little store kind of like this, but significantly smaller, out of my hometown in Texas. So if any of those guys are watching from Glenrose, shout out to you guys, 'cause y'all are awesome. But yeah, I moved up here about 5 months ago or so, and I immediately brought up the studio and all the equipment and everything, and just seeing how far the store has come in like such a short amount of time is super refreshing and encouraging to me. See kind of like be surrounded by a group of people that are all kind of have their hearts in the right place. They all want this thing to succeed. Everybody works extremely hard. Just seeing everything that we've accomplished in such a short amount of time is just, every day something huge comes up and we overcome another obstacle and get that much better and go that much further. So the future is bright. It's going to be amazing. The next few years ahead of us are going to be unbelievable. But talking more a little bit about this event coming up, of course, the studio is here behind me. You kind of see a little sneak peek of that. As tempted as I am to turn my laptop around and show you guys the rest of the venue, you're going to have to wait till you see the video. But we've got all the production equipment over here. We've got, the overlays ready to go, all that kind of stuff. A couple cameras around the room. I've worked with some huge name companies and individuals in putting this together. So I'm definitely content and happy to see where it's come, and I think it's definitely on par with kind of what you'd expect at a high quality esports studio. So super proud of it, and I'm super excited to see that it's finally getting kind of the light that it deserves. It kind of sat unused for a little while in Texas, and now that it's up here in eBash, it's definitely coming to life a little bit. So
That's
seeing
awesome.
the Hype Fest Station guys come in and hearing the feedback from that, that to me means more than anything. So getting to actually put this towards something like Hype Fest Station is awesome.
And I wanted to take me through how confused were you when you walked in and saw like a huge camera and a bunch of dudes doing this show? I mean, were you expecting us to come?
Yeah, I mean, I heard you guys were
Okay.
coming. J-Mac, the other guy, the manager here that you guys met, he let me know that y'all were here. So
Okay, good to know.
I had to jump out of bed and race down here to get to meet the crew. So no, it was awesome walking in and getting to see you guys. Definitely.
So talk to me a little bit about eBash management and leadership. So you mentioned yourself, you mentioned J-Mac, a little bit who's a store manager. Who's the guy behind the scenes, and what is really special about him?
Let's see. It's tough because everybody really does so much. J-Mac and I have kind of stepped up as kind of the management positions here at the store. So we're kind of the ones that are a little bit behind the scenes, overseeing just day-to-day operations and that sort of thing. Of course, the owner, Zach Johnson, is amazing. He's constantly bouncing around between all the stores, but he works harder than anybody I've ever met. So big props to him for putting this whole thing together. One of the things, kind of being like the baby of the group and kind of being the new guy a little bit, I forget really how long eBash has actually been around. So it just passed the 10-year mark, which I think is really hard to really sit
crazy.
back and, understand that this thing has been around for that long. But
Survive
it
the
really has,
recession, survive, that's
yeah,
awesome.
exactly. And, it started out in a church setting, just like a youth group situation, and just kind of grew from there. And then it got too big for the space they use. So it just, kept going from there. And now we're sitting at 3 stores and hopefully more in the near future. So just kind of like understanding the history behind it and the foundation, how long it's really been around is super encouraging to me. You see like a lot of this kind of stuff come and go, but eBash really has been there for that long. So, huge props to Zach. J-Mac works really, really hard. He's getting ready for all the summer camps that we do here at the store. So that's starting up here pretty soon. And then all the guys that work out of like the corporate store, we call it, in Terre Haute, they all just work around the clock. Fred and Sean do a lot of like the IT and the mobile setups and that sort of thing. And there's just so much going on. There's so many people involved. It's hard to really give credit to just one person because everybody really does step up. So
that makes sense. So
awesome
then,
group of people.
Lastly, just run them through some of the specs of the hardware of what you use for broadcasting. Just a little preview of what they're going to expect in the video. The monitor setup and all that.
Broadcasting is painful. Yeah, if you jump on over to my Twitter if you want to really get a look at the PC that runs it all. My Twitter is just twitter.com/small. I posted a picture not too terribly long ago, but the main PC that powers everything. Well, okay, let's start with the secondary PC. So the secondary PC is 16 gigs, i7, full blown like hardcore gaming computer with a Titan and a pretty solid rig.
These
but
guys
then
have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
Keep spitting words
Big
at them.
Brother, kind of the monster in the room. It's running an i7, the latest kind of extreme edition CPU. It's full-blown liquid-cooled from every inch. 3 radiators, about 30 fans. It's got 3 SLI Titans in it and 32 gigs of Corsair Dominance RAM. So it's kind of the computer that you get when you go on like build your own PC kind of website and you just max everything out. That's the PC that you get. So
you said 3 Titans.
Awesome. Yeah, 3 Titans SLI. And the only reason there's not 4 is because we had to have room for the capture cards. So that's a pretty important part. But
just slightly. Yep.
Yeah, so the hardware is on point. We just upgraded all the audio, so we moved up to like a digital mixer, all that kind of good stuff. The audio is super sick. The cameras are really nice. We just upgraded, literally just about everything that was kind of a little bit outdated, and we just pushed over the top. So the hardware's awesome. The set, you guys can kind of get a little bit of an idea of what it looks like. So
just so the viewers can understand what you're saying, basically that computer has the equivalent power about like 10 to 15 Xbox Ones.
Yeah, really.
For those of you that don't understand, that's it, like literally 10 to 15
That's
Xbox
crazy.
Ones.
Yep, and I've seen the computer. It's a monster. It is the biggest piece of technology. Well, biggest computer I've ever seen, biggest desktop I've ever seen. It is absolutely awesome. You guys are gonna be amazed. And to kind of wrap up eBash a little bit, I don't want to give too much away. But first and foremost, that video, guys, we took a lot of B-roll. We took many. Joe, between you and I, man, how many takes was there, dude?
Well, there's probably a ton of takes on that intro, but other than that, it wasn't too bad.
we got our shit together and we took care of business. But yeah, we went around. We
better as the day went on.
Yeah, I'm sure you were spectating, just laughing at us from the corner of the room the entire time. But this video is going to be awesome, guys. But more importantly, we need you guys to really blast this video out. You guys all know what Hypefestation is. You guys all love it, just like we do. You realize how much work we're putting into it. But there are so many Gears heads and Gears of War players in general that have no idea what Hypefestation is. And luckily, with a relationship that we're starting to develop with Black Tusk, and because Black Tusk has been so hands-on, I have a feeling that's going to change soon. I feel like people are a lot of new faces are going to be seeing the Hypefestation brand. I think a video is going to play a big part of that. So make sure when this video does launch, first off, you guys are going to really love it. It's going to preview, and not only just preview, it's going to show you how awesome this venue is. But basically, the only last hint I want to give you guys before you see the video yourselves, no longer are we in a corner of a conference room. No longer are we setting things up ourselves and having to stay up till 5 in the morning the night. But the eBash staff is going to be there helping us as well. The actual venue, the setup, the main stage is amazing. We're going to have 5 stations. We had 3 at the last 2 Hype Station, or 2 and 3 events. So tournament's going to run smoothly, which allows us to do more, hence why we're able to do that Gears of War 1 tournament. We're going to do a couple 2v2 tournaments. But it's not just going to be like a competitive, the main feature is the competitive Gears 3 4-on-4 tournament. That's where a lot of the prize money is going to be at. But we're really trying to market this as, if you love Gears of War, you should be here, because we're going to have a lot more than just that competitive side. So spread the word, guys. Let people know. The venue is just absolutely amazing. It's going to be a great time. And there's restaurants. Denny's down the street. You get 15% off of Denny's for staying at Motel 6. So I can't keep emphasizing how cheap this is going to be. It's going to be just a great weekend.
You just got to get there. Once you get, I know it was like, oh my God, $400 like round trip flight ticket. Once you get there, you're barely going to spend any money. So just figure out how to get there. I'm gonna try and set up like an East Coast bus, some sort of huge van. I'll fill it up. I'm trying.
That would be awesome. I can just imagine partying the entire way over to the trip. I might fly out to the East Coast just to be a part of that.
I'd be really amazed if you got one of those giant buses and just drove that thing around.
Right.
Yo, Jason, you'd make a great bus driver, man.
Is the right word, or terrified?
Wait, can you get the ones with the TVs and then everyone can play Gears while they're on the bus?
No,
like the
bro,
little mini
dude.
lane inside the bus?
I'm gonna get that fucking old school Volkswagen van and just paint it orange and go.
That's too funny. All right, so to wrap up eBash, Everett, do you mind picking up your laptop and just showing them just the studio behind you? Don't show them anything in front of you.
Right.
Just the full studio so they can see how nice that is.
Oh, just the studio?
Just the studio. Maybe like the broadcast area to your right. Where
you can only really see like one of the spectator PCs from over here.
Okay.
But,
this
yeah,
is
it's a
it,
bit
though,
of a
guys.
good look.
Oh, yeah. There it is.
If I turn it too much, you might see the fish. We don't want to spoil that.
You don't want to give away the fish. That was my favorite part.
They can't be seeing the aquarium just yet.
Yeah, the aquarium. Literally, it's an aquarium.
Dude, I recorded those fish like they're on like the BBC nature show or something like that.
It's too funny. All right, guys. Hype Station 3, month and a half away. Team passes are for sale online. Book your plane tickets, look into stuff. Everett, thank you so much for joining us, man. I know you're busy and you got to get going, but thank you for joining us for the beginning of the show.
Yeah, dude, my pleasure. I mean, this is going to be such an awesome event. I remember back in the days when I was like competing all the time and traveling a lot, and I used to hear about Hype Station. And now seeing that it's here and I still get to be a part of it and that kind of thing, like I'm super excited. So
thanks
if
for
you
joining
get
us,
a
man.
chance to come out, I mean, you got to be there, man.
Before he goes, like, is this kind of be like the maiden voyage event for this whole new setup?
This is gonna be definitely one of the most prestigious events we've done so far. So
Awesome.
It's a big
Awesome.
step for us, like as a center and as a venue. It's kind of something that we want to look at and really kind of showcase the best event that we can possibly do. So I know from some of the inside conversations with the rest of the staff, we're really going to try as hard as we can to blow this thing out of the water.
Awesome.
Nice. Thank
So
you,
I'm
guys.
pumped, and I know you guys are pumped.
You guys heard it yourself from the man, Everett Small. Make sure to follow him on Twitter, guys, at Small. That's it, just at Small. I don't know how the hell you got the original
he's
Small.
got that small.
That's awesome.
Yeah, 3.5 years of my life down the drain for that. So whole
Sure.
other story.
Oh, geez, that's funny. We'll hear that one next time. Thank you for joining us, man.
Yeah, no problem, guys. Take care.
Take it easy. Alrighty. Everett Small is the man, guys. Seriously, show support for him. He's been helping us majorly. Follow him on Twitter. Once again, big shout out to Small for joining us. But moving on, guys, we're going to jump into the next topic of today's show, which is everyone's favorite team discussion. And boy, is there a lot to discuss. I wasn't here for last week's show, so I'm not sure. Did we do this last week, or did we skip it last week?
Sealand and Ryan.
We kinda touched it.
You guys touched it slightly. There was a big
Yeah,
topic
barely.
on
Whoa, what Sealand?
I like
What'd you touch?
Dude, we just talked about Corells for like an
Just
hour.
Corells.
but,
Oh,
like,
geez, okay.
guys.
That was it. That was
Gotcha.
it.
What about the SYN new pickup, new edition?
Which one
Does
was
anyone
it?
else Toy Soldier?
Yes. Has that been
Um,
discussed yet on the show?
A little bit,
Okay.
but I don't know. It's mostly I don't know that it's either gonna be bad or good because Nasty like has like OCD, so like he can't stand still on like King of the Hills. So like if
Okay.
anything ever slows down, he's just a crazy player. So Toy's either gonna be really good or really bad. When I scrimmed with Toy about 3 weeks ago before he joined SYN, what he would do is we'd get in like advantages and be up numbers, and he would just run off and take a 1v1 and die.
Okay.
So he's either gonna be a really good addition, SYN's just gonna stop everyone, or he's gonna be really bad and it's actually gonna hurt the team because of him, and they might need an average and consistent player like Noxious
Gotcha.
instead of an overly reckless player like Toy.
It makes sense. It's almost like Noxious kind of balanced them out. You know, you have Nasty, who's already the bull that you kind of let loose. You know, it's interesting because obviously we all know Nasty and Toy Soldier on one team, guys. That's a crazy amount of raw skill and talent. But can they? I mean, I think if anyone can do it, I think Strangulate and Yogurt as like the two captains, level-headed players of the team. I think if anyone can do it, they can definitely keep them tuned down a little bit. I'm not sure. I think they'll be powerful. I don't want to predict anything yet. It's too early for predictions, but I think it's safe to
just sitting
say.
there like, yeah, sure.
Hey, you've been hearing the hashtag Sin Threepeat. Now we got some new face, or not new faces. We got some old faces back to see if we can stop it. I don't know. What do you guys think? So, Synergy Threepeat. Do you guys think we're gonna see it again?
Not at all.
You don't think so? You're saying it.
don't
I
see
don't.
it.
I think they're gonna barely break top 4.
No way. Alrighty.
Like, I think they're
changing
doing,
the team. Yeah, I think changing the team dynamic too much with Toy. Like I like Toy. I like he's a pretty cool dude. But I think with that team is not gonna mesh too well. And then when things get kind of bad, as they always do in like any type of win, he's gonna be the scapegoat. That's gonna ruin their
See,
chemistry a bit.
He might be like Noxious because apparently Noxious and Nasty and Yogurt they never got along. So it might actually help now, but I disagree. I feel like it's not gonna help at all. I feel there's so many good teams right now that I don't think they'll barely place top 3, top 4 in my opinion.
And then we also gotta see who Wildy Sport this.
That's
I
another
don't think
one.
Wildy's team's gonna be any good though. I feel like they're gonna practice like twice a week. So like fight out like
Pretty
Uh,
close. We actually, as of right now, it's about 3 hours a week. I'm not gonna lie to you.
so they'll break like top 16 out of 20 teams.
Well, I heard Affinity never practiced back for High 1 and High 2, so.
That's what they
did.
say.
They
They
did a
did.
lot. Like the 2 weeks prior, they
Yeah.
put a ton of time
They
into
did.
it. Like, they were the
Atmo always say
team
that.
fun.
But they definitely did.
Yeah, it's Atmo.
But real quick, I want to talk. Let's talk about that though. So first off, Wildebeest is back. We have Wildebeest joined us in this call to kind of see. Some people are like, "Is he back? Is he not back?" Wildebeest, run me through what's going on through your head right now. You're committed?
Yes, I am committed. I
That's
mean,
awesome.
honestly, it was hard to talk to my girlfriend at the time because obviously we have a 9-month-old daughter now, to convince her to let me do this. But she wants to see what my background was and to see what the hype is about this game and why I love it so much.
That's
Oh
awesome.
my
That's
God.
awesome, man. That's
I mean,
super awesome.
she loved playing, Zelda and stuff back in the day too. So
Aw.
she just really wanted to just come and travel with me and meet all of you guys and see exactly what I said, my background, what
Yeah.
I used to do 4 or 5 years ago.
This is
So-
like a modern day love story right here. Look at that.
Pretty much.
Will your
Pretty
daughter
much.
be a Pro Gears player?
No.
He's like, no.
Too funny. Okay, so that's the story, which is super exciting. I actually didn't, I talked to Wildebeest when he was kind of contemplating making the decision, but I never heard that side of it. So that's really cool, really powerful. You'll be playing for more than just prize money this time. You're playing to show your girlfriend what's up, which is really cool, man. That's awesome. But talk to me more about specifics. Now that you are back, a lot of people were saying, oh, Prison, Wildebeest, if they come back, they're not going to be able to do it. Be honest. Are you a little bit behind? Is there a learning curve? Are you caught up? How's that looking?
Honestly, I feel confident in myself. I mean, yes, my aim was terrible the first 2-3 days. Don't get me wrong. Anything that I would have done back in the day, counted out the first couple of days. But I feel like me personally, I have gotten back to close to where I was. It's
Okay.
all about smarts, really. I feel like in this game.
Mhm.
And Prison,
Yes.
Prison would have been a different story. But
Oh, alrighty.
he
Yeah,
can't.
we all know
he
about
can't make
Prison,
it back
yeah.
right now.
Uh-oh.
Thank God. Woo.
Why? You don't think he could have? You didn't think Prison could have come back?
No, he could have, but as of right now, with college getting in the way for
Okay,
him,
gotcha.
there's no way he could have had
I thought you
time.
were saying he wouldn't have been able to catch back up. Is I thought what you were saying because I feel
Well,
like the game now, like
he
the
would-
game now fits your style of play. Wildy, the game's. I mean, it's fat. You're always a fast player. Yes, you're a smart, methodical. You like to use your lancer, but you were always fast paced. Prism was always like more of a strafe, prospect type of player. I'm not sure if the game necessarily fits his style of play. What do you guys think?
He's the king of resetting. He's the guy that always, like, every single time you have a 3v2 situation, he will not be that dude to make the play. He'll be that dude to try to set you up and basically bait you into a trap situation. You know what I mean? He's not going to, like, get in your face, be that shotgun player type of dude. He's going to be the guy who resets with his Lancer and it's annoying as hell and always has an active, you know? That's Prison. He's a utility player. He's really good at the weapons that he spawns with, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I wanted to say something about Prison. I felt like Prison on the team was basically I felt like he was just like a robot and he didn't really know what to do and his team always had to yell at him and tell him exactly what to do in situations like, "Oh, hey, Noah, back up," or like they would literally lead him and just control him because he was a good player, but I don't feel like Prison was as smart as people think. I felt like Insane's just like used him as like a robot because he was skilled and he did exactly what they said and he followed the strats. That's how I feel.
Interesting.
Honestly, I mean, with teaming with Prison for as long as they did, what was it, 3-4 months? I think it was more Zach you'd have to do that for in situations than it was Prison.
Interesting.
Honestly, because Zach, he's just like how Nasty was. He couldn't sit still. It was like he had ADD. And King of the Hills, just count it out.
Yeah.
He would be wall bouncing in spawn just to keep him going. It was the craziest, funniest thing ever.
That's
honestly.
too funny.
Prison, yes, he is like a robot, but he was very smart in certain situations.
Gotcha. So let's talk about your team. So you said it was yourself, Supremos, and Flames. How did that come about?
Yes. Honestly, Geo Flames, he's been wanting to team with me for a while, he said. So, I mean, it was just me and him and Prison until Prison told me he couldn't do it. So, and he was like, let's just play with Supremos. I said, dude, is he even going to show? Honestly, I mean, I haven't been around.
Yeah, because back in the day, you didn't really see his name. You didn't see his name around as much. Yep, that makes sense.
And it was just like praised in Supremos. We always played them and got slapped by them online. So I was very skeptical.
Okay, so what do you think about it now?
At first, and then he talked me into it. So I said, all right, let's just make this team official. Let's look for a fourth. And right now, we don't really have any set in mind for a fourth besides the one surprise that we might have for you guys.
Come on, what's a surprise? You can't say it, huh?
Do it yet.
Oh, you fucker.
No.
Oh, okay.
I think I got it, hand.
This guy's gonna come in like a convertible from like the outfield. He's gonna drive into eBay. come out of the car.
Terror's gonna get dropped off by a helicopter and just land right at the venue.
Oh, I hope it's not Terror. That team would be so bad.
Oh man.
Man,
Yeah, Sealand, I love you, man. He's too honest, man. I love his honesty. Whether he's right or wrong, he'll share his opinion. That's what I love. What about team names? What are you guys thinking for team names?
We haven't even thought of it yet.
Haven't even thought about it. Okay.
Nope.
So for now, you'll be Team Unknown.
Yes. Yep.
Here it is. Sealand, were you gonna say something?
no, I wasn't. I was just reading chat. Nothing.
Okay.
Nursing home or something.
Team nursing
Get
home.
out, dude.
That's too funny. Okay, and then, of course, some people have heard the rumors MBN is kind of back. We'll talk a little bit about that. MBN, of course, everyone knows their name, and my former team back in Hype 2, but Nick, Prospect, and Jay Merckx right now are like the big three. They've been playing. They want to play with Camille's just because they love the kid and they enjoy playing with him. Camille's, of course, got third place at Hype Station 2. Nick and Prospect got fourth, and then Jay was not able to attend the event. But right now they are back. If they do come, what do you guys think? Do you guys think they're gonna be able to make some noise? Or Sealand, I want to ask you first, Mr. Honest. What's your opinion of that team?
MBN.
Yep.
Who's on it right now? So it's Nick Merckx.
Yep.
who is a god if he plays like he used to.
Uh-huh.
So he's really good. Who else? Camille's?
Camille's, yep.
Shane and Jay.
Camille's, yeah. Oh, Shane and Jay. Okay, so Shane played awful at Hype 2, so if he plays better. Jay's always been a really good player, but Shane performed really bad on land, like the last event he played, so it just depends.
Mhm.
But they've always been a good squad, and Camille's, he's like the sleeper. He's either really bad or really good. There's no in between for that guy. It's one or the other. Like, for example, at Hype 2, he was literally, besides like Wildebeest and Terror, he was like top 3 at the event.
Wow.
He played like a god.
Interesting. I will say, when it was for a while, when way back before Winter Brawl 8 when we were playing, it was me, Jay, Prospect, and looking kind of for a fourth. We scribbed with Camille's, and granted, it was all of our first time playing, but Camille's was that Z killer, or what you mentioned about Prison, where it was like you have to really. I mean, that's the type of player he is, right? He's insanely skilled, but you really need to kind of coach him. But that fits Shane really well. I'll tell you, Shane's a micromanager, and by Shane I mean Prospect. You know, he loves being the one undisputed leader, and his kind of word goes. So it fits his style of play. I personally, Nick, as you mentioned, is great. But and the tough thing about you mentioned Prospect at Hype 2. He played amazing at Hype 1, so it's kind of hard to say.
Yeah, he did. But in the Hype 2, he literally lost. I felt like he lost the event for his team. The matches they played, I feel like he lost multiple rounds, and he wasn't playing gun skill wise as good as he could have. He was losing every fight he was in. It was just really bad.
It was. I mean, from personal, it was mostly just a Sunday thing, man. Like Saturday, he played
Yeah.
well, and you know, you talk about off days in sports and Gears particularly.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so it's tough. You know, which Shane is going to show up at the next hype if he shows up for one. You know, they're still talking about it. Nothing is official. We've been trying to get Nick on the show to just kind of talk to you guys and do like a whole I'm back, motherfuckers, with his big nose and all that shit. We've been trying to get Nick on there, but he's weary to come on the show
thinks
because
of the
he's
whole
nothing's
camera.
official. Yeah, his nose. This is gonna be Nick. I
He
can't
had
talk. I can't talk though. I really can't talk. So we're big nose brothers together. But he's weary to come on the
Like
show
all
because
the
nothing's
options
official
out of
yet.
Brian.
They're still waiting to kind of decide if they want to come. Jay is like gung ho. Jay wants to do it, but do you think they'd be able to break top 4, Sean? With this current-
No, not right now. Not with the current meta. How fast the game is played? No.
Mm-hmm.
Because I felt like they had a lot of reactionary strats, and I don't think that'd work in the meta. It's just way too fast paced. They were never really fast players. Nick was. I never felt like Jay was that fast or Camille's was that fast of a player. I felt like when things would slow down, that's when they would shine, in my opinion. Prospect, on the other hand, though, I feel him and Nick, because they kept playing like before. Well, when everyone else quit, because they play with Mental and
They
Kyle,
did, yeah.
Kyle,
Mm-hmm.
or Kenny, whatever. They would still be good, in my opinion.
Gotcha.
It just
You
depends.
think, but you think that team going against like Glory or something, like it wouldn't stand a chance?
Yeah, they went against Glory, NTR, SYN. They would just get 3-0'd. It would just be over. Because I don't know, this game transitions exactly the same online to LAN. As long as people play the same as they do online, then NTR will be great. If NTR doesn't play like they do online, they're going to be awful. If they play like they do online, they're going to place like top 2, and teams like that will be like, oh my god, we're playing NBN first round. Easiest first round of my life. That's what they'll say in like the team huddle.
We have to remember
The new
also-
ZYN?
Oh, no, SY. Did I say ZYN?
No,
Kinda
you're saying like
no.
this would be like an easy first round. I was thinking of height.
Oh,
two.
exactly.
Oh,
like
he
ZYN.
says ZYN.
It's like ZYN, like Infinity
Or
versus
raw
ZYN.
talent.
Oh yeah.
I like keep on, but I was like, it could be raw talent too. Like, I don't know.
That's too funny. Fadler, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say we gotta remember the big difference between like Hype Winter Brawl 8 and this event though. Like Hype Winter Brawl 8, there was like no headsets. You know what I mean? The only headsets that were used at the event were the few that SYN and a couple other teams had, but they couldn't even talk through them. They only could listen. So
Yeah,
it was a huge
yeah.
difference between that event and this event. Like this event, you're gonna have a crowd. There is definitely gonna be pressure. It's gonna be, a national event with lots of teams showing up and lots of top teams that are gonna be there. And the main counter to a team that's super aggro and super aggressive is to basically out-communicate them and to just naturally be prepared as a squad. To say that MBN is going to have that type of preparation right now, I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't see them playing too much. Like I see them playing ranked. I see them messing around. I've been talking to Nick a lot. And I don't think they've been putting in that hard time just yet. And Shane is going to play either really, really good or I don't really know. It depends how much dedication he actually wants to put into it. I could see Jay putting in the dedication. I hung out with him at PAX East, and he definitely wants to get back into the game and start playing a bit. I could see Camille's going hard as hell. He usually always does, so I know he'll give it his best. And then in regards to Shane, it's just hard to say. You know, he's a fresh college grad. He's obviously working and doing what he needs to do. It's hard to say how they're going to do right now. In regards to Wildy's team, you know, they just got to find a fourth and then just really put the time in. If they do, you know, who knows? You know, it's too hard to say right now because we haven't been able to see too much of their gameplay just yet. And then in regards to SYN with Toy, just to go back on that real quick, you know, Toy played incredibly well this last event, but on the counter side, he didn't have like a squad playing against them that had headsets. The way to counter someone like Toy is to try to out-communicate him and basically be organized and be prepared when he makes a move. If you can't really call out what he's doing, he's going to kind of get his way a lot and really mess you up. So we're
Yeah,
going
I'm
to
glad you.
What's up?
So you can finish. I mean, 'cause I'm glad you brought that up because that was one of the major criticisms that LOX had for losing the NTR is that they didn't have headsets.
That's a big
you
deal
could
too. Yeah.
Yeah, you could. Cause I honestly thought LOX was probably the best team at Winter Brawl League, and when
No.
I watched them play, no, I really do think they were the best team
Yeah.
at the Winter Brawl League. But when I watched them play NTR, it looked like most of their deaths were coming from miscommunications, like guys weren't being called out or they couldn't hear nades being thrown or something like that. I think if they had headsets, they would have placed a lot higher than what they did. I think they placed like fourth or third or fourth. I think they would have definitely got top two had they had a headset. So. I kind of wish that team stuck around for this next event, but I don't know. Franchise is going to get team. We know how you feel about Carills, and I forgot what team Demo's on, but and I think Excel's quit. Did he quit?
Excels did quit. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he'll probably be back, but
Eventually, he'll be back. You know he will.
he'll be back. He's not missing.
Demo is on LOX still. It's Chubb's secret demo and Crushmo.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yep. And then of course Glory too. Let's do this. Top three teams. Sorry, let's do top two. Top two teams right now. What do you guys think? Right now.
SYN.
NTR. Yeah, you first. All you, bud.
All right. SYN is a given. NTR, and I think who's on this new Infinity with Franchise and Ribs and Praise?
Ammo.
Ammo's
Ammo.
back.
Oh yeah, I think
That's such.
I think any team with Praise, Ribs, and Atmo and Franchise, like they gotta be up there. Like, come on. So I think those are my top three teams: SYN, NTR, and Infinity.
You guys don't think that those online warriors?
Yeah. What about
from
Glory, guys? What about Glory?
Yeah, like I'm thinking Glory
if
is
they had
gonna
a-
make some
yeah.
noise.
If they had a better fourth.
Who's the
comes
who?
down-
Who's the bad
Oh.
fourth?
Krills.
Krills.
Oh, Krills is on Glory. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was new.
Well, welcome
Yeah.
back, Paula.
What? Okay. Who
To
they?
Ethan, Krills basically can take any like top three team and bring them all the way down to like
It's
bottom
just-
five.
Is that what he said about Krills? That's what he said about Krills last week, huh?
When you have one of these
something
teams,
Krills.
when you have one of these teams trying to like break into, you know, an event, one of their first events, like we saw NTR the last event at Hype WB8, right? They could have lost to Jay, Rain, Vicious, and whatchamacallit, who's the other person on
Rain.
the team?
Rain.
Killer.
Oh,
Killer.
Killer, yeah.
They could have lost to them, but they stepped up. And because they stepped up and they came through with that match, they were able to propel all the way through the tournament. We've all done it before. We've all played in tons of tournaments. All of us have. It always comes down to momentum. If a team like Glory or somebody else can pick up momentum and early in the tournament get a big win, then yeah, they could actually go through the tournament pretty consistently and maybe do very, very, very well. But if they come into a big match early in the tournament and they lose, then it's hard to say, because if you come, like, I don't think NTR would have done so great at WB8 if they lost, but they won. And because they won and they wrote out that momentum and they kind of believed in each other a little bit, they ended up going through the tournament. They ended up edging out Infinity in a really close game. And then they ended up edging out a few other teams. So it's kind of hard to say, you know, but these new teams, the fact of the matter is they're going to have a big match, whether it happens in winners bracket 1, 2, or 3, somewhere in the beginning, they're going to have a match that matters. And when that match that matters happens, they either going to have to step up or they're going to have to shut up. And that's it.
Mhm.
You know?
Damn,
The-
dude.
They're
Wish I
either
had
gonna
that
come out to play or
dialogue
not.
as we go to commercial break at Hype.
They're either gonna play like they do online, or they're gonna just get dominated because of the nerves and the crowd, and it's more like, yeah.
And they're all young. I mean, well,
If-
two-fourths of them are young. You have Explosives and Perspex who are 15, I think, both of them.
Keep in mind that when NTR was also playing that match against Jay's team, they were getting like ridiculed, like online warriors, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. Like everybody was in their face, like trying to take them down, and they just wouldn't let it happen. You know, they never stopped trying. They constantly communicated the whole time, and because they never gave up, that's why they were able to propel through that match and get the W, because they just simply had faith in each other. It just made it happen and kept communicating. They just never gave up. Some of these other teams, though, I can't say what's going to happen to Glory. I can't say what's going to happen to a couple of the other new squads we have, like LOX and a few other big squads that are, supposed to do, pretty damn good. In regards to like Synergy, it's different though. You have the same core 3 there, So Toy Soldier, if he listens and just does what he needs to do and just focuses on playing for his squad, they could do really, really, really well.
Yeah.
You still have the main core 3. He's obviously skilled. You know what I mean? You can't say that they're going to lose just because he's reckless. He's reckless on other teams he's been on. But to say that he's going to be as reckless on this one, I'm sure that if they have a 4v2 and he dies, that he's going to get shit from all 3 of his teammates. And I don't think that's going to last very long, So we'll see how it goes.
Trust me, I know what it's like to be a scapegoat. It's never
No,
fun.
exactly. And see,
Yeah.
what,
Trust me,
the
trust
thing,
me.
yeah, the thing that can happen though is it can affect like how you play though. Like Toy can become like that reckless monster used to kill people, and they'll change his play style, and he won't play as good as he used to, because he has to mold his way around the team, and he won't necessarily play like he used to. He won't have that freedom he used to have.
See,
and
the
he
thing
won't be
is,
able
though,
to-
to his defense, and honestly, I disagree with all of you. I think when I found out Toy Soldier was on Synergy, I literally shit my pants. Not literally, okay? I did not literally shit my pants. But I figuratively shit my pants. And, like, that team is, first off, just so skillful. I saw someone in the chat say Nasty wanted another Slayer, because that is the meta. Is just, like, in-your-face, aggressive. And I think it fits. I think it's going to be absolutely insane. And to your point, Sealand, of having to change, like, when I joined MBN, I went from being the leader of every single team of mine, calling strats, being in the center of every strat, to having to play 1v1 spots. When people found out that Fallout was playing 1v1 spots, they're like, wait, what the fuck? Because that was not ever my style of play. And not to toot my own horn, but I went into Hype 2, and I played an event, and I did everything I could, and it didn't necessarily affect me as much as people thought it would. So a kid like Toy Soldier, he's a smart kid. He's skilled enough to. I think he'll be just fine adapting slightly. I don't even think he'll have to adapt. They wanted a Slayer. They knew what they were getting when they picked up Toy Soldier. I think that's legacy team potential. That's a legacy squad right there. We'll see.
I hope so.
We
Need some
can't
competition.
deny
I
that he
need
played
some
well at the last
competition.
event. Can't deny that he played well at the last event, and we can't deny that since the Hype 2 era, when SYN got 5th place, I believe it was, that they've been playing well through pretty much all these tournaments that have been going on since. So obviously you have Infinity, obviously you have Synergy, you have 2 other teams that are supposed to do really, really well. Glory. Others, MBN, we're going to see how they do. Will these teams, we're going to see how they do. Obviously, they have some odds stacked against them. But there is one thing that's for sure, and that's that Hype 3 is going to have some of the best competition that we've seen in a long time. And that there are going to be a lot of spectators. There is going to be, chairs for everybody to sit in. Strikeout will be casting it, and you're damn sure that every time you make a big play or every time that you screw up, everyone's going to know. Because you're going to have monitors that well, I'm not going to give you away. No.
Whoa!
Save some for the video. Save some for the
I'm not
video.
going to give it away.
Wait for the video. Wait for the video, friends. Your mind's gonna be blown by this menu.
I'm not editing a video now.
Yeah, he ruined it. It's
That's
over.
over.
Everyone's going to know.
Spoiler alert.
That's all I got to say.
It's too funny. All right, I think we talked the shit out of team discussion, huh? Last note, guys, I'm about to put a link in the chat. There is a thread where all of this discussion should go down. And back in the day, I don't know if you guys know this, but back in the day, we had like post or pre-event discussions. We had predictions, and those threads would go to 60 pages long. It was nuts. Now we have Twitter. Things are a little bit different, but it's on the Black Tusk forums. They're seeing it. A bunch of new faces are seeing it. So please go to that thread. Post in that thread, keep it updated. It's stickied, so let's make this as big as possible so people see it and people are going to it. Discuss team changes, discuss rosters, discuss anything related to Hype 3. Fatal, anything on that thread?
Yes, a lot. That thread is created for one sole purpose, and that's to get everyone together to help you find out who's scrimming, what the teams are, what teams are looking for teams. Basically, when you look at the thread and you look at the breakdown, you'll see the Hypestation 3 team list. I have not converted all their gamer tags, all their tags to gamer tags yet, so I'm going to do that. Any tag that's highlighted in green will be the person's actual gamer tag. So I'll be going through that through the next 2 to 3 days to make sure all of that is done for you guys. The Gears of War 1 team list is there, and you can't buy the pass for Gears 1 yet, but you'll be able to buy them soon. The Gears 3 team list is there. Under the recruiting teams, just look to the right side of each team after it says how many players they need, and you'll see if it's a Gal 3 team that's looking or if it's a Gears 1 team. So just get active, start posting in it, tweet me, let me know. But other than just tweeting me and telling me about it, also make sure you post in the thread. If you don't have a Black Tusk account, it's time to get one. So once you log in, you sync your account to it, you'll be ready to go. And just, start posting, start getting active, and start, promoting Hype 3, guys, because once you see this commercial, you're going to realize how big this event actually is and the fact that it is going to be the biggest Gears 3 event you've ever seen, period. No questions asked, that's it, so just get involved. And if you need help finding a team, the thread is designed to help you do so. And if you have any questions, you can ask myself, Barbosa, Javon, Fallout, everybody on the staff. Just let us know, and we'll be glad to help you out in any way we can.
Bam.
Right on.
Alrighty, let's jump into the next topic, and this is really just kind of promotion for Black Tusk, but the Rodcast, Rod Ferguson's podcast, aka live show, which will be going on tomorrow. Javon, you want to lead that?
Sure, why not? I'm gonna post a link in the chat right here. Jack Felling, the present community manager from Black Tusk, is was taking some questions from the formers for a podcast with Rod, which will go on tomorrow at the Black Tusk Studios official Twitch channel. It will be live at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Basically, he's going to be taking questions. I'm not sure what kind of questions he's going to take, but some questions that are gameplay specific, considering they have not announced the new Gal yet, they won't be able to address. So try to be careful with the things you ask. Kind of be careful with the things you say in the chat, because legally they can't, divulge any of those secrets or any of that information, because it hasn't been announced yet. Maybe we'll see something at E3. Maybe we won't. What'd you say?
I was gonna say the best questions you guys could ask is to see what they're paying attention to, like what they're observing. Like asking them questions and understanding how they're paying attention to the existing community already and what they've seen in the previous games will probably give you guys a lot of insight as to what they're looking to put into the next game. So stuff like that, like take apart what you can see in like our earlier games and then ask them questions regarding the future like that. And just get observations. I'm sure they can answer all types of questions like that.
Exactly. Or a good trick that you can always do, especially when you want to compare old titles to new titles, you can say, hey, did you think this was a good idea in this old game?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, they're not exactly saying that they're going to bring it into the new one, but they can say that, oh, no, we didn't really like that idea. And from that, you can kind of gauge that, okay, that if they didn't like that idea, they're probably not going to bring it in again. So frame your questions properly, frame them smartly, and you can get a lot of information out of some of your questions. That could be pretty valuable.
If you guys could do me a favor, for everybody that goes to Hypestation, when you're in that chat tomorrow, you have a really great opportunity to just show off the community and kind of be helpful and promote. Don't be like pro dick players like, yo, these kids have no fucking idea what they're talking about. Someone might ask a stupid question. Like, to us, it might be a stupid question, but kind of explain later, dude, that's not how you want to think, and fix that, But we have an opportunity to engage a big portion of the casual community, because when Epic was doing it and when Rod was doing it when he was at Epic, there was 500-600 people in the chat, and if it came off a week where they had patch notes and the title update, there was 800 people paying attention. This is the first time Rod is talking publicly about the next Gears of War. Well, he might not be talking about the next one, but he might be telling you guys about his observations with the previous ones. It's big news. There's going to be journalists there, I'm sure, watching it, and you're going to have a big portion of the casual community watching. Just behave and then help promote and be helpful, and answer questions that they might have. Maybe a lot of questions don't need to go to Rod. You can answer them in chat for them, and just, oh, these guys are pretty neat. What are these hype guys doing? And spread some awareness. That'd be awesome if you guys helped out with that.
Exactly. Anytime you have a chance to gain some exposure from the top level executives in a game, you always want to take advantage of that because it doesn't happen too often. And usually, when it does happen, is usually not this public. It's usually private between journalists that they already know that they're pretty comfortable with. It's very rare that you see big names like this actually come out into the public. It's usually only reserved for community managers and people in those positions. So really, really take advantage of this. This is big news for us. This is something new. I don't recall seeing any of this during Epic's run. So definitely take advantage of this opportunity. Once again, tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, on the Black Tusk Twitch chat. Please follow it now, so when they go live, you'll automatically get that notification.
Every single thing about this is all good news. We're not going to get much gameplay, discussion, for mechanics like Javon and like Barbosa and Fallout have all mentioned. But the fact of the matter is that Rod is reaching out to the community way, way before the game is coming out. So the fact that you get to sit there, you get to give some information, give some questions or whatever it may be, and ask some questions and give some answers to other people that are a part of our community is just great. So just be a good dude. Like if these people were in front of you in person, treat them exactly how all of us would treat them. Just be nice to them. If they have questions, just help them out. They're all Gears, brothers and sisters, just like the rest of us. So just try to be a little professional. Be nice. There's no reason to be mean to any of these players. And like Barbosa and everybody else mentioned, if it's a question that you think is a stupid question, well, maybe they haven't been part of the scene that long. So give them the benefit of the doubt, answer it, and just keep things moving and pay attention. That's it.
Yeah, but on that note, guys, it's important to realize, I was talking to Like Butter today, who obviously is a huge name in the Gears of War community, and it was powerful hearing him say, you know what, he's like, if we set our minds to it, there's no reason why we can't be as big as Call of Duty. And wouldn't that be the dream, guys, to have as much as Call of Duty has? And, you look at them as like, I kind of wish I was there. They're the benchmark, right? He was mentioning Halo is dead. It really is. Call of Duty, he was telling me he has this perspective. I don't. He said casually and like on the YouTube scene, Call of Duty is actually kind of losing its fire. Competitively is a different story, I think. But, and it all starts with us just being one unified community. So what I want to say, guys, Gears of War community, listen. What we're used to, what we've had for the past 8 years, it's been a good run. It's been fun, but keep in mind that things are going to change, not in a bad way by any means, but we can no longer be like, oh, it's okay, we're the Gears community, we're allowed to be ratchet as all hell and talk shit to people, and like, people just justify it by saying, oh, it's because we're the Gears community. Like, no, that's not okay. If we're trying to be as big as we want to be, better get used to us all being one unified community, which means some people might disagree with you, some people might not like, competitive settings and certain things. So tomorrow's a start. Tomorrow's the first time that the communities, separate communities, YouTube, casual, competitive, whatever, Horde, are all going to be in one chat, and we're all going to be, have to play along and get along well with each other, because moving forward in the future, that's all it's going to be, is one big community, and we're going to make sure that's the case so we can be as big as we could possibly be. So keep that in mind, guys.
And one thing about the casual community, they're supporting competitive Gears a lot. Like, I don't really see too many familiar faces from the competitive scene like that I see in this chat, but I have a lot of support coming from those forums. They want to see competitive Gears thrive. They want some of the same things you want. They supported me on the Gears of War competitive playlist. They want these things to happen. So give them a chance, work with them, and we'll probably get everything that we need to have a successful Gears title.
The last thing I want to add, and this is very similar to what Fallout said with Like Butter, but it was about Gold Glove. When I went to PAX East, other than playing in the Gears tournament that was there, I also spent a great deal amount of time talking with Gold Glove and basically his entire YouTube crew, which was composed of like 12 different YouTubers that are all very, very popular. And every single one of them got started with playing Gears, and they've always wanted to see it blow up. Gold Glove even said that he was a huge fan of the Insanes, Infinity, and tons of other big teams when he first started streaming and, doing the YouTube thing. And the fact of the matter is, like, I spent 4 hours just sitting, having food with them and talking to them all about Gears. They're more interested in this franchise and this game than anything else. The thing is, the franchise and the game hasn't blown up to what they wanted to see yet, but they're definitely like positive and they want to see it go in a great direction. So welcoming all these people into the community, this YouTube community, whatever it may be, like, even if they have different views than you, sit back for a second and don't be too quick to judge them, because if you are too quick to judge them, you could, potentially scare them away. Just be welcoming and show them, show them that the culture is a good culture to be a part of. And if they have questions, simply answer. Just try to have a good time, guys. Don't just don't be too harsh on anything that anybody has to say. This is an opportunity for all of us, to grow as a community. So let's have some fun with it.
True that. I think we should leave it there. Jason,
I'm going to add one more thing.
Yep.
Just how crucial this is, right? I was working at IGN for IPL last year, and when Judgment was coming out, I got to learn about how the studios market to the journalists and everything like that. And there was an exclusive in San Francisco where they invited journalists to come play. And now, what I think is amazing that Ra's doing is that this information is equally being distributed to everyone. There is no priority with this broadcast. Everyone's going to be there at the same time hearing it for the first time. I think that's a huge, amazing gesture, rather than trying to pop deals with journalists on the internet and stuff like that. Everybody's just going to hear it at the same time. So just be part of it and put up a good impression, like everybody's been saying.
It looks like they all really, really, really care. On Twitter, by doing this stream, it seems like the second since we've heard this Black Tusk announcement, and little by little, some of the people of the dev team have been, showing their face and, coming out and talking to us, that it's been nothing but positive stuff. So, let them do their thing, be interactive, be positive, manifest, like C's would say, shout out to C's, and just do it up, guys. Just have a good time,
True that.
See how it goes.
Okay.
And go to Hype 3.
And go to Hype 3, most importantly. If you like Gears of War, you better be there.
Hey, guys, I'm going to bow out.
Go for it.
That's it for me. I got to get to bed.
Yeah, you're good, dude.
I haven't slept yet, so I want to say goodbye to everybody. Enjoy the rest of the show. Sealand, don't cause too many tremors in the community.
Yep.
Be entertaining. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Alrighty. Peace, Jason. Thanks for coming, man. Take it easy.
Okay, I'm gonna go join him in the bedroom. So.
Yeah, funny. The chat's gonna be in uproars. Real quick. Someone just asked in the chat. I think it wouldn't even do it justice to respond via text. What is the skill level to participate at Hype? Honestly, there's no skill. You come out. It's a double elimination tournament. You're guaranteed 2 best-of-5 matches. Come out, play, have fun. If you get double eliminated, who the hell cares? Have a good time. Honestly, it's not a competitive players only. And, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get as many people who love Gears of War out as possible. And it's not a competitive professional tournament. What it is, it's a gathering of Gears of War fans that just enjoy playing the game and want to participate and compete. If you get double eliminated, who cares? If you take home first place, awesome. Congratulations, you earned it. But at the same token, it's just for fun. And that's really what Hype Station is. It's a grassroots, community organized, guys. We're all putting in a lot of time, money, effort into this. So the more people that come out, the better. Seriously, we'd really appreciate it. So that's a great question. I lost your name, actually. Where'd it go? Mamba Jamba.
Mamba Jamba.
Mamba Jamba, my man.
You have so many opportunities. You have Gears 1 that you could go play in that if you're nostalgic and old school and that was the game you liked the most. You could play in that. And the teams for Gears 1 that are competing in that competition have not been playing. So we're all at an even playing field. The team I'm going with hasn't been playing. We're all kind of just starting to get into it now. So everybody has an opportunity. For Gears 3, if you like that game the best, you have a 2v2 tournament. There's a ladies tournament. There's the Gears of War 3 4v4 tournament. There's plenty of different
There's a fucking one-on-one chainsaw
There's a
battle.
ladies tournament?
There is a ladies tournament this time.
Can I join? Can I play?
Yeah, of course. Listen to your
It's
voice.
my voice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I hear Ashley talking.
Yes.
I don't hear Ethan talking.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a chainsaw tournament. Guys, it's literally just everything. You have a chance to play 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2. I mean, all weekend long you'll have things to do. So just want to address that real quick. And then I know you guys are about to kill me because you want to get to the tier list. Real quick, I'll do an introduction, then I'll leave it over to Sealand. The tier list is something that Sealand did about 2 years ago in Gears of War. He ranks every competitive player on a team that is attending Hypefestation, correct?
Yes.
Every player is ranked on different levels or different tiers. Top tier is the God tier. The lowest tier is tier 4. And they're ranked in that order based off of his opinion. So if you always wondered what other players, and by other players I mean Sealand, thinks of you, if you want to get your gameplay critiqued, it's going to cause up some drama, I'm sure. Stay tuned, guys. That's going to be hilarious. And we're going to kick it over to Sealand's stream, and he's going to do that. Sealand, you good to go?